Okay, there is a problem that says a small cube has a volume of 1/8 cubic inches. Because 8 of those cubes fit in a 1 unit cube, how many of these small cubes fit into the right rectangular prism shown below? So what that means is they are giving you this box, and you will find how many cubic
Miss
inches
Z?
this volume is. Darian, I don't have time right now.
No, I'm
Um,
just telling you my internet just died.
okay, you can go now. It's okay. Don't forget to. You already did Zern. You're fine, Darian. Thank you. And that is 1.5 inches. So when we look this prism, it shows that we have a value that it's the width is about 8 inches, or length also can be, if we measure this to be our length, and then the height is going to be this value, and then the width is how wide is the prism is going to be 5.5 inches. What the trick of this question is, we are going to find how many cubic inches are in this box. So if I look the inch, for example, about like this, so that's an inch, and I'm gonna have a height that is inch, and I'm gonna have a wide that it's inch. So you're practically looking how many small cubes of 1 inch, 1 cubic inch is. So in this big box, we have to first find how many of those small boxes are can be filled in. So imagine this: if I drew the picture of one of the box that it's inside, I can. So how many of these boxes can fit in this bigger box? That's a first thing we need to find. So we're gonna find the volume of this prism, and we know the values are the. What is the formula for volume, Anilada?
Length times width times height.
Well, and then can you help me to give my substitute the units? What would be my link?
The length is 8 inches.
Okay, and then width.
The width is 5.5 inches. And the height is 4.1/8 inches.
Excellent. Okay. So now we have that, and then what would you do first, Anilada? Which one you would calculate?
I would do one eighth and sorry, 8 and 4.1/8.
Okay, very good. So I'm gonna switch. I'm gonna leave the inches times inches, because I know my units will be cubic inches at the end. So I will that leave out to make less mess. But you said you would like to do 8 times 4.1/8, and then we will do later 5.5. So let's do that. What the property or operation you can do to help yourself to multiply 8 times 4.1/8?
8 times you do 8 times 4 first, and then 8 times 1/8, and then add those two.
Bravo. So that's a distributive property you're using. So maybe we can do mentally. Can we do mentally? What is 8 times 4?
8 times 4 is 32.
Okay. And 8 groups of 1/8 equals
8/8, which is one whole.
Bravo, 8/8, which is one whole. So I'm just gonna go step by step, so it's okay. 5 1/2. So we have volume is equals
Two,
32, and you said this is one.
one whole,
So
so it's
that's
33.
mhm. Okay. And then now, what do I do now?
Okay, 33 times 5 and 33 times 1/2.
Okay, good. So I'm gonna do that. 33 times 5 plus 33 times 1/2. Okay. So let's do 33 times 5. If I do 33 here times 5 would be what?
3 3 times 5 is 15, carry the 1. And then 3 times 5 is also 15, but plus 1 more, which is
60.
16.
Bravo. So we have here 165. And now I needed to know what 33 halves are. Okay, so
Um,
I'm gonna teach you something, then you can remember. Okay, when you have a fraction and a whole number, you often can think, okay, 33 halves, which if you look, it's gonna be 33 halves, correct? We can look then, so that means we can divide 32 into halves, and we will have a fraction. Or we can see if I have 33 halves, how many holes do I have there? Or so there is two ways you can do 32 halves to think of, or you can say 33 divided into 2. Both ways, the fraction way and division will give you the same answer. But it's also, it could be done mentally, because
I
if you
can
look, this is 1/2, and multiplication we read as of. So I can say this
found
as
the answer.
one, 1/2 of 33. What would be 1/2 of 33?
16 and 1/2.
16 and 1/2. Bravo. 16 and 1/2. Excellent. And then, so that is equal to, what is that equal to?
Um, I'm figuring it out.
That's okay. I'll give you some time. You not computer.
I found out if you add it, it's 181.
Bravo. 181. And what? Don't forget the
And
pieces.
what? And 1/2.
1/2. And what is the value? What do we were multiplying inch by inch by inch, and that is
Cubic inches.
cubic inches. Bravo, that's right. Cubic inches. So we find out with this, what this problem is really kind of difficult is, so right now they say, okay, we found how many of these 1 inch cubes are in this big prism, but then they say this, there are also in each of these cubes, there are also smaller cubes in there. So if we do that, there is also 8 smaller cubes in each of these. So in each of these cubes, 181 cubes and a half, there are 8 more smaller cubes. It's like if you have this, I think I'm frozen, am I?
Um, yes, you are, but I can still hear you. The
Yeah.
screen the screen where I see the
Yeah.
writing is also frozen.
Okay, so I'm gonna close off, and then I'm gonna try to go back and get to see it again. Okay, I hope you stay with me. Let's see if it's working. Okay. Education. Trying to get off as many of us. I need add plus and yeah, it's working. Okay, so I'm gonna minimize that, and then I have so what I would like you to understand it now. When we have so it looks like two pictures. It's okay. I'm gonna take that out.
The part that I was
Okay.
confused at was like the 1/2 part
Um,
because
it's I no, I'm thinking this is what we needed to do. We needed to multiply actually, like, this is now how many cubes are in this big cube. But then they says there are smaller, 8 smaller cubes in each of these cubes. So if I cut this again into smaller, there would be 8 even more small cubes in there. So you have 181 of these, but now inside of each of these, there is a small 1/8 inch
so you
cube.
multiply it by 8 one more time.
That's right. That's right. Beautifully thinking. Beautiful thinking. So what it is now 181 and 1/2 times 8, and that's gonna be your final answer. How many of these baby 1 inch, 1/8 inch cubes are in a big box? So it's 1/2 times 1/2 times 1/2 will give me this cube as being 1/8 of a cubic inches. So I'm waiting for you to help me figure it out this. And it's same way like you did before. You were using distributive property. So you can think about 8 times 181, and also what is 1/2 of 8.
So I multiply 8 times 181 and 8 times 1/2.
That's exactly what you say.
Okay, I found it.
Okay, what it is?
It's 1452.
1,452
52.
plus. Okay, read this as thinking that multiplication is meaning of.
Oh, Ms. Z.
Well, yes.
Like the whole answer is that it.
Oh, okay. So what do you got here? It's okay. Help me out. We'll figure it out.
I got 8/2, which is also 4.
That's right. And so think about this. So here you have smaller numbers. That's okay. How about 1 times 8 is 8. 8 times 8 is what?
64.
64. So 4. And remember
And then carry
6.
the 6
And 8 times 1 is 8. Plus 4 is
is 14.
14. So here is actually 1,448.
Uh-huh. And then you add 4, and then
And
you
then
get
finally you get
1,500, 1,452.
and that is your final answer, and you can see which one it is.
Yep, I got this one wrong.
So that's the, because it's really my point is that you understand why this was is complicated, because at the beginning they told you that
Like the 8s and the little thingies.
yes, and then the also think like that little baby cube is 1/8 cubic inches, that means it should be half an inch times half inch times half inch, because when you do 1/2 times 1/2 times 1/2, you got 1/8 of an inch as as a um as a volume of that small cube, and that's why 8 of them
Now I do
fit
this.
in it. Okay, excellent. I'm so proud of you. Let me just
Which one do you think that I also got? I think is the L.
I think so, Al. Would you like to do Al now, or you are tired?
Yeah. I wanna do it to see if I got it wrong. Okay,
Okay,
I'm on it
well,
now.
just give me a second. Okay. Um,